to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Okay, so I seem to always bless you with somebody who sits next to me that has a lot more knowledge than me and surely much better looking than me.
Well,
But
thank you.
sitting next to me is Kelly Ann Conway, and you are the owner of Flourish Salon
Yes, sir.
in downtown Stuart.
Yes. And
I get.
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I get that out because I'll forget. when
I'll
you
remind you.
when you get to be my age, you'll forget. But so, how long have you been doing hair?
I've been doing hair for 14 years, and I've been in my location for 8.
Yeah, we were talking about landlords.
Yes.
We
I
had
have the best landlords.
the second best landlord.
The second best after you.
Right. So we had the battle of
The
landlords.
landlords.
So, why did you get into being a hairdresser? I guess, or
Yeah, cosmetologist. So I just loved doing hair and nails and makeup when I was a kid. So I used to do all the neighbors, like during the summertime, the
Right.
girls would line up at my mom's dining room table, and I would have like all the nail stuff set up and the hair stuff. And I was probably 6 or 7. And I used to love watching my mom do her makeup every morning. Like I would sit in the bathroom and I would just watch her put her makeup on. I was mesmerized. I loved it. I loved fashion. I loved all the girly stuff. So then I moved to Florida from Long Island in 2007, and I just decided a couple years later to go to cosmetology school and just kind of, chase after a passion.
and I get it because those who know I made my money in real estate, and yet here I am doing this, not making nearly the money I was making in real estate, but this was became a passion for
Yeah.
me. And when you talk about when I didn't have money and I was living in a room in this girl's house who was a cosmetologist,
Oh,
and Tuesday nights all the girls came over and did nails. So I get a call from my friends and say, "Hey Wayne, we're going out. Do you want to meet us and go out?" No, I'm not going out. All the girls are coming here. Why would I want
oh
to go out?
gosh.
Why would I want to go out?
Oh,
So
that's
she was
funny.
doing nails, and I was watching and learning, and I thought it was kind of cool
Yeah.
because it it's part of the creative side of me. Now I don't do nails, but I was helping doing nails back then because a creative person is creative in as many things as they
Mhm.
can be creative in,
Yeah.
whether it be painting, which I hate, but I think that it's kind of interesting some of the things that she did and some of the nail designs she did and stuff like that. As a woman, it's ironic because y- this is you today,
Yes.
but women are not exactly like you look today at 6 o'clock in the morning when you wake up. Okay, but neither are guys.
Right.
So when I wake up in the morning and I don't have a lot of hair, I have one piece every morning that sticks up like it's my one horn of the of the bad me. But you know, for me, it's just about being me.
Genuine, being
Right,
authentic, your
right.
authentic self.
And the reason I took that path for a moment is because we were talking prior to you getting on the air, and we spoke about your past and my past a little bit. And it's so impressive how many people you help and how many people you want to help and what your priorities are when it comes to that. Look, you guys, I haven't been on the air, but the other day I hurt my back really bad. And I can barely move. And one of the things you asked was, can I pray with you? And I thought that was kind of cool. Whether you believe in it or don't believe in it, the fact that someone's willing to take the time and give you that is a blessing, in my opinion. So I thought it was kind of a blessing. But let's get off of that. And I know that you do a lot of women's hair.
Yes.
You do men's hair too?
Not really. Kind of just specialize in women. Obviously, I do my dad's hair. And I have a
Okay.
couple clients, husbands that come in, but I don't really do, no. It's
Okay.
not really, I don't specialize it, so I'm not really going to start now.
Do you not do men's hair because I hate to say it this way, but there's almost no creativity in men's hair? I mean, it's
No,
pretty
I think
basic.
because I focus so much on women, like from the very beginning. Like I used to do single moms at home. That's where I started. And they would just pay for my product. So I focused so much on the single moms and their kids that I never really got into, men's cuts and the fades and it's more like barbering. I mean, I'll do a cut
Right.
for a man, but it's just not my specialty. It's not my passion.
Yeah.
I love color and cutting and makeup and
So I'm going to ask you that. So I'm
extensions.
guessing you do color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do a lot of blondes. Specialize in blondes. I do a lot of blondes.
Well, blondes is just very popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an art, like you said. It's like I don't paint on canvas, but I paint hair. So it's a formula. It's chemistry, and I loved chemistry when I was a kid. So like it all comes together now because it's really about formulating, and you need to know what you're doing.
Okay, so you said it's an art, but it's not just an art. It's actually a science.
Science and art all combined.
Yeah. So, and over the years, and people I dated or people I married, some would buy from a box.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't ever do it.
So what I say
It's not good.
is use a professional.
Always.
If you don't use a professional, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money because you're
Yeah.
going to have to fix what you screw up.
It's corrective color, and professional hair color does not mix with box dye because it's metallic dye. So again, the science is your hair is going to fry off your head. Horrible. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
And I guess it's an issue. It's an interesting issue because when you do your hair, I'm guessing you have to kind of watch every second because if you leave it in too long,
It can burn off.
Yeah, it can
Especially with blondes. Yeah.
okay. Is that like, for lack of a better, the toughest to do blondes?
I think so because a lot of people are afraid because, like you just said, they don't know how long to leave it on or they're just not experienced in it. So either they'll take it off too soon and you get that like ugly orange, or they leave it on too long and then the person has no hair left. Or they leave them under the dryer. Like there's just a lot involved, a lot of factors. But I've been doing it for so long. And it's trial and error too. You switch products, there's different things, but once you get it down to your own science, you can start really perfecting it. And that's just where I've kind of been hanging out.
Do you get people coming in and wanting purple hair? And...
Yeah, sometimes, but the problem is it doesn't last. So you spend all this money, it's called fashion colors. I don't do a whole lot of fashion colors. I do more base colors, highlights, blondes, low highlights, low lights, hair extensions. But when I have had people with fashion colors, it's just like a 6-hour process. You got to bleach their whole head first, or whatever parts they want the fashion color, and then you got to go back in, do the fashion color, and then the problem is if you're not taking care of it at home, if you're not doing the proper maintenance, the color doesn't last. So there's a lot to it. It's not just come to the salon and get your hair done. It's, are you willing to keep up with the maintenance? Are you willing to put the work in at home? Buy the shampoo, the professional products. There's a lot of things involved in having beautiful hair.
It's funny because when I started 35 years ago, something about 20-something years ago, I was in Boca. My studio was in Boca. And it's a hair salon. And I did a lot of their marketing. And I said, you know what? As I was learning, you need to make a DVD, back then, of the care. And you should give it to all your clients. Because you understand, we were in Boca.
Right.
And someone getting their hair done would be $400.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once you had the video done, making copies of it was easy. And you would make clients happy because you're giving them something extra.
Right.
And that DVD would have your constant contact information on it. So when they're watching what they need to do to take care of their own hair,
they're going to remember you.
They're going to remember you. Right. And that's how we are as a people. Back in the day, many, many moons ago, just after the dinosaurs were gone, people would go out and they would take a matchbook because it had the name of the bar or the restaurant, whatever. And they would collect matchbooks and they would remember. In a hotel, now you get a plastic card and it has the hotel on it. So you remember. Everything is about being in front of people as much as you can be in front of people. And that's so important. Hair extensions. So one time I had them put one hair extension in. Right.
You would.
Okay. Because I'm very big into doing the most ridiculous things on the air. And it looked,
oh my gosh.
It looked so ridiculous.
I'm sure it did. Just one piece, just dangling.
Yeah, it was
probably curly too, with your straight hair.
It was so ridiculous.
Was it a color?
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Don't be pushing it.
I'm just wondering how wild it was. Like,
No, but I thought, yeah, you know what? Let me see what the process is, what it looks like, and I guess it wouldn't have looked as bad if it was cut a little shorter because it was like down to
down,
here.
yeah,
So I had just one strand
yeah.
that was down to here, and it looked utterly ridiculous. Um, and it's sad to say because now some guys who have no hair have this ponytail in the back all the way down their back. And I'm like, yeah, that looks kind of ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And everybody, this man bun thing just doesn't. I don't get it, but it is what it is. But again, we were talking about tattoos. I had my tattoo done on the air. I had the done on the air. The hair extension.
That's funny.
I had a makeover of my hair done on the air, so it was spiked.
That's cool.
Yeah, so everything
Yeah,
to
that's
make
fun.
right. And I think, like I always say, people like I got the tattoo because people wanted to see me in pain, but there was no pain in the shoulder. How else? So let's take your hair.
Yeah.
So someone comes in with your hair, let's say. How long does it take to do your hair?
Are we talking color?
We're talking color.
So I actually do my own hair. I do my own
Highlights
foils.
and
I do
lowlights.
my own this section. I don't touch the back. I do kind of do the back. There's a little bit of a black hole back there. I tell people don't look back there. It's really hard to do the back, but like the underneath I don't do. So I can do it in about 2 hours. What I do on myself because I've been doing it for over 10 years. But somebody that has my hair, maybe that's a little darker at their root or something, or they've never had, it would take several hours, because you have to, if they don't have dark or if they don't have light already here, you have to pull that all the way through. Now, if they're coming in like me with the blonde already down here and then there's the roots, you just touch up the roots. See, I tell my clients, if you're going somewhere to get your hair done or maybe you move and you have to find a new stylist, if anybody ever pulls bleach all the way through, already bleached hair, lightened hair, that's how you lose your hair. So I have people say, oh, they used to do that all the time. I'm like, well, that's why your hair is fried off your head. So you really need to know who you're going to and what they specialize in. Some people specialize in short haircuts, and that's their one thing they focus on. But when you're going to a blonde specialist, when you're going to somebody who literally specializes in color, they need to know what they're doing. They need to know how long to leave everything on for. They need to, they need to know how to formulate, and everybody's hair is different. So the curly hair is coarse, it's thick, it's a little rough, so you have to know how to formulate properly for curly hair. And cutting hair when it's curly is way different than cutting with straight hair. Somebody with straight hair, because when you're pulling a comb all the way through with curly hair, you're straightening the hair. If you cut too much off, that curl's going to bounce. I've had people come in that had their hair just chopped off because the person didn't know how to cut curly hair. So we just have to be careful, and I just try to educate my clients how to take care of their hair at home, what it should look like, and the process between appointments, and just give them as much education as I possibly can, because it's taken me since I was 16 years old. I'm 36 to figure out how to get my hair like this.
So the question then becomes, how long between appointments? So because we're going to use you as an example. Someone comes in, your length hair, your color, you do up their hair. How long before you want them back in the
It can be anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks to 4 months. I did my hair 8 months ago. I just did it. Previously, before I just did it, it was 8 months. I've never gone that long in my entire life. I had no time, and it does take some effort, to do your own hair. But it really depends on the client, what their end goal is. What do they want? Do they want that lived-in look, or do they want that highlighted, the money piece is all blonde right here, and they just want blonde, right to the root? A lot of my clients just want to be blonde, so that's what we do. So that would be 6 to 8 weeks, because once your roots start, coming in, I don't want to see my roots. I actually leave my roots now because I don't want to keep doing it. It's a lot. I'm working full time, so I have a business to attend to. I mean, yes, my appearance, I try to take good care of myself, but I like the more natural. I don't have to be platinum blonde anymore. I just kind of like this look.
We're getting close to the top of our time, but I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
So sitting next to me is a lady that really, and don't take this wrong, it's really not about her. You help so many women, okay, who are in, and you correct me if I'm wrong, in a bad situation that they get out of, and now they're getting back into the real world, and they're not going to feel great about themselves. So they're going to, if you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to fall back into some of your old
Mm-hmm.
routines and stuff like that. And you take the time to help these people.
Yeah.
Just like you took the time to say a prayer for me. So you're, like me, someone who just is so happy to give back.
Yes.
Okay? Why?
Because I know what it feels like to go without. And I know what it feels like to be abandoned and rejected and betrayed and to feel like I'm not good enough and I'm not lovable and I'll never make it. And so at the end of the day, if I can be a blessing to somebody and I could pour hope into another person and let them know that they're loved and they're valued, then I believe I'm running my race pretty well.
Okay. How do people find you? You have a
You
phone
can
number?
go on Facebook. Yeah, I have a phone number, 516. It's a New York number. It is not 561. It's
Okay.
516-712-7207. And Facebook, it's Kellyanne Conway, or you could find me on Flourish Studio Salon on Facebook as well.
And you're in downtown Stuart?
Yep, I'm in downtown
What
Stuart,
are you near in downtown Stuart?
right by Kiwanis Park, right
Okay.
over there.
You know, everybody, just from the years I've been around and what I hear from women, is there's a whole different feeling and attitude when their hair is done, their nails are done,
Yes.
okay? And for us guys, that's the attitude we try to find all the time. We don't always get that, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Just
Right.
kidding.
But it's a blessing to be able to do that, but it's also a blessing to have someone like Kelly who cares about other people. And I don't want to say this wrong, and I don't want to speak for you, but I believe, because I feel the same way, she doesn't do what she does for the money. She makes money as an indirect benefit of doing what she does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her blessing. And you should always use a professional. I say it over and over and over again. Use a professional. Because people can do their own hair.
Yeah.
But then it's going to cost them a ton to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the other part about it is, from what I hear, there's something really relaxing and cool about sitting in a chair and having somebody else do the work for you.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Yep.
check her out, Kelly Ann Conway. She's in downtown Stuart, Flourish Salon.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, thank you so much for
Thank you.
everything.
It was great. Thank you
Everybody,
so much.
we'll be right back.